Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you for joining me. I'm trying a new thing here. I have our computer. I'm here at the cottage. I've been here all day, working on orders, packing and shipping, doing lots of stuff, organizing some stuff, and I moved things over here because sometimes when I start this up over here, it brings comments in. um, so I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if it works. Is anybody out there? Give me a comment if you're out there, please. And let me see if it pops up here. I'm gonna try and put the comments on the stage and see if we've got this working any better or not. I don't know. We'll see. Let me see who is out there. Susie's out there. Hello, Susie. Norma's here. Marianne's here. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Susan just joined. Norma just joined. It looks like comments are not working. I thought this was going to help. It does not. So I'm just gonna close this out. We're gonna leave that page. There we go, popping up here. Thank you all for being here. Sorry, I feel a little winded. I have been running around all day, mostly packing and shipping, but also getting the pellet stove up and running again and cleaning it out today. And I didn't even get to the grocery store, so hopefully leftovers or I don't know what's going to happen. I bought. We had what did we have? We had tater tots last night. I was hungry for those, so we made tater tots and made them into like we put salsa and ranch and cheese and lettuce and tomato, kind of like a taco stuff, but with tater tots. I don't know. So we had that yesterday. I did not get to the grocery store today at all. I did stop off at the post office earlier today and drop some things off, and have just been running around a little bit wild, a little bit anxious. We Gertie has been Gertie. We talk about Gertie a little bit. She sometimes pees outside of the litter box, and we have pee pads that she pees on. And last night, I saw her peeing on the pee pad, which that happens sometimes. She's been going in the box more and more, but I think when she gets nervous, or gets scared, she goes on the pee pads. And these cats, we love them. But and she gets really embarrassed when she does it. Like she walks around like she did something wrong. But we have them there so that she can do that in case she does feel, she gets chased by Gilbert sometimes. The other girls and her have been chasing Gilbert around lately. So it's been wild in our house. We had to separate the girls from Gilbert last night a little bit, other than Gertie. And so I saw Gertie going on the pee pad, and she had just gone in the litter box, and she didn't go very much on the pee pad. So I'm hoping she's not having any issues. I'm hoping, it was just a excitement or something. But I haven't been home most of the day. Andrew said she was fine last night. She did pee a bunch on the pee pad last night because I saw that, and he told me about that. So she is peeing. After, both Paolo and Babette had kidney issues. And I get very, very anxious. I've been anxious all day thinking about it. I've been trying to be here and giving her some time to rest so she doesn't catch my anxiety. She was resting when I left the house today. And we went outside a little bit today, and she was rolling around and acting fine, and she doesn't have a fever, and everything seems fine. But when there's something wrong with your fur babies, they are our children. So we hope there's nothing wrong. I hope there's nothing wrong. But we're keeping a close eye on her, and just trying to make sure. Andrew was up with her all night, and she was mostly sitting on his shoulder all night long. So that was cute. And she did go to the bathroom, normally. Their fountain had the power cord broke on their fountain. It didn't break. That just the power, the motor for the fountain stopped working, And so they haven't had their fountain in a little bit. And Andrew reminded me today that we had an old fountain downstairs, but we didn't have filters for it. So I checked the pump in that one to see if it was the same, and it was different, but it was the same enough that I got it to work. So they have their fountain again. They always have fresh water, but um, it's they like, some of them like the fountain more, and some of them like to drink out of the water dish, and they've just had the water dish recently. So and I want to make sure they drink enough water because that's a whole thing. And so I'm just like, today has been a very anxiety ridden day for me. Um, and I hope that everything is going okay at home. Um, and let's see here. Let's see. I think I said hi to Norma already. Susan, if I didn't, hello. Susan is here. Kimberly joined us. Hello, Kimberly. Thanks for joining us. Susan says, oh, these cats are too much. We were trying to treat Mookie's IBD with special diet food, and now he has diarrhea. Poor guy. That's such a hard thing. Changing food, I know, is so hard for them. We did a change of food one time that ended up giving some of our cats diarrhea. Some of them really liked it. It's hard when some of them like the new food, some of them don't. And especially when you have to have any type of medicated food or prescription food, and only one of them is supposed to get it, it's really hard. And so, all of our cats eat together. If we have to feed them separately, like we've done that before in the past, where we take some of the food up to the upstairs bathroom, and anybody who has to eat that food eats up there. But it's hard, I know. And um, getting diarrhea or throwing up, some of our cats have done that with food changes. It's so hard. So I hope Mookie gets used to the food. I know they can get used to it over time. I know it's hard to convince them to eat it when when they're not feeling good eating it. So our thoughts are with you, Susan. Um, I actually just packed an order for you, and I wrote a little note in there about Mookie. So sorry to hear he's feeling that way. Hopefully he will feel better and get used to the food, or they have a different food. I don't know what they do for that. I know you talked about it a little bit. I don't know if they have various kinds of varieties of that food, or if it's just one kind of thing. I know when Paolo and Babette Paolo especially had a kidney food, and it was prescription. At least they had a few different kind of flavors that we could get. Or meats, or so maybe, I don't know. That's so hard. Um, Sandra's here. Hello, Sandra. Thanks for joining us today. So I have been a little bit of a mess trying to keep my brain occupied doing things here so that it doesn't get too much in there. Um, we've had various things that we've had to do today. I've had to work on some bills, had to work on some things. We're working on, Andrew mentioned a post about it. We have some vintage silver, sterling silver jewelry that Andrew has had in his collection for quite some time. I think we offered it once upon a time, and we are working on putting that in the online store. Silver has gone way up. We are going to start with some introductory low prices, with the idea that we will raise prices on these in the future. We kind of can't afford not to on something like this, because we don't want to melt them down. They're beautiful pieces, but when it gets to the point where you're considering, do I melt these down or do I sell them? We would like them to find homes, but we also can't price them in a way that if we melted them down, they'd be worth more than if we sold them. So it's a hard decision to make. I got a bunch of pictures of them, starting to make online things. The hardest part is measuring them all, and kind of writing up descriptions for them. I'm going to start with some very basic. I've started with very basic descriptions for them. I've taken pictures of, any of the signatures and things like that, so that, some of them we can find, we know who they are, some of them we cannot. So it is difficult. But we're working on that. I hope to get those in the online store. I'm going to continue working on that tonight, and hopefully we'll be able to debut those in the online store tomorrow at some point. That's the goal. And do an email blast about that. I'm going to be up at the store in Johnstown tomorrow, possibly. I don't know. Because the schools have already canceled school here for tomorrow. And so I don't know what is going to happen that way. There's talking about 3 to 5 inches here, I guess, overnight. So, or at least by tomorrow morning, because they did cancel school for kids already. So, and it's supposed to, I think the temperatures are supposed to drop. I don't have, I'm trying to see. Yeah, I don't have my, this is a different computer. I don't have my weather the same setup. Let me see what they're calling for now. Yeah, extreme cold warning expected by 1 a.m. Oh, that's Saturday. 1 a.m. Saturday, we're going to get extreme cold. It's already down to 14 tonight. It's supposed to go as low as 4. I guess that was last night, was 4. You know, that 24-hour thing. But we're not supposed to be any higher. We're supposed to go down to about 13, it looks like, tonight. And then Friday, we're getting all the snow. So I don't know when the snow's coming, but they've canceled school already. I'm not actually seeing a snow warning right now. Looks like snow in the afternoon, 12 to 2 around there. So that's, I don't know. I will probably be at the I'll be at the online store. Be at the physical store tomorrow. We'll see if it's too cold or too icy or too whatever by morning. If you're planning to come to the store, please check the Facebook page before we do that. And yeah, because it's supposed to get cold and it's going to go down, yeah, -1 Friday night into Saturday. So back into the negative numbers again. And I just put the pellet stove on a lower temperature. I guess I'll have to kick it back up before I leave here. It's wild, right? Let me see. What's everybody saying? Lots of people are talking here. Thank you so much for talking and hanging out with us in the conversation, because that really does help. It makes people see our posts when you all chit chat. It shows them to more people. So let me jump over here to Facebook, make sure I'm not missing any comments. Just see Susie over there. Thank you all so much. Let's see. Sanders says, my fuzzy had IBD, and unfortunately diarrhea is part of IBD. That's sad. That's not good. Sue says, at least we have a diagnosis, and we will find treatment. I broke down and ordered steroids to try to speed his recovery. That's good. That's good. Susie says 3 to 5 inches are predicted for here. Yeah, see, that's hard. Because that's enough that if I go over the mountain, if I'm at the store, I may not get back easily, depending on when it starts. Let's see. I see other Susan Surreal here. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I'm looking this way, but at least it's better than me like half off the camera trying to see. I had to move my computer. That was another reason I'm rushing around. I was moving the computer over here because I didn't bring my laptop. I thought I'd be going home for the live, but I just got into packing and shipping and doing so much and organizing that I ran out of time to run home instead. So I'm here. So I ran over and brought my computer over this way. Sandra says, snow again. Wow. Yes. Snow again. Norma says, our kids have been out of school for 2 weeks now. Wow. Ours went out of school for a while, but then they've been back. But I did hear, someone told me today that they've already canceled. And that was like I think that was at noon or so today. They told me they'd already canceled at some point. Maybe it's a little later than that. And I didn't put in my heater over here because I was too hot already, but I'm going to turn it on now because I'm getting a little chilly. The chill, because I turned on the pellet stove. I'm actually going to make sure it's still running. I'll be right back. Okay, it is still running. I forgot that I kicked up the air vent because I had it at a higher pace, a higher heat, and I wasn't sure if it blew out because it started suddenly getting cold in here, but I guess it's getting cold outside. So that might be why. Um, uh, Kimberly said, sorry, I said hi, that needed a little bio break. That happens, right? That happens. Um, Sometimes more suddenly than other times. um, Susan says hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us out there. Marianne says you live in the wrong place. It's currently 7 degrees Celsius here. That's pretty warm. That's like, is that in the 40s or 50s? 7 Celsius to Fahrenheit. 44, yeah, in the mid 40s. Nice. Vicky's here. Hello, Vicky. It was 63 degrees here in the Denver metro today. Wow. Where is that weather for us? um, hey, I can't complain. At least the cottage, my area is around 60 degrees right now. So that's better than in the 40s. So I can actually get some work done over here. Susan says, we are finally having snow melt here. Yay. We are not. We have not hit those temperatures. We've not been above freezing in weeks. Marianne says sometimes bio breaks come on too quickly. Sometimes they do. I'm hoping not to have one because I've been here all day. So we're gonna cross all our fingers and toes on that one. Let's see. We are keeping all the good weather, says Marianne. Yes. Yes, you are. Send some down. Push it down. But no, I'm glad you're all having some good weather. That's nice. I'm a little jealous, but that's still nice. And yeah, life is life here today. So much going on. I don't know if Andrew is awake or not, or if he's going to be in the comments at all. I'm trying to refresh Facebook to make sure. I barely saw him today. As I was getting up, he was going to bed. I don't know if he's awake. I think he's made some posts since then, since I've been here, but I think sometimes he wakes up or the cats wake him up and then he'll make a post and then he'll go back to sleep. So he's also working on stuff. I just realized I dropped a bunch of paper. My little papers. I thought I ran out, so I cut some more, but I just found a bunch of them that I knocked on the floor. So we're going to pick those up. Trying to keep things a little more tidy. Susan Siegel says, we hit about 40 today. Not too bad, but it's been gray. It was, I have to say, it was pretty sunny, I think, today, if I remember. I was only outside for a short period of time, but I feel like it was sunny, or at least not completely gray. But yeah, we have not hit 40. We've not been above freezing in quite some time. Let me see. And I don't think we're going to get above freezing for quite some time. I guess not till Tuesday. Tuesday, we might get above freezing and hold there for a day or two. And then it's going to be iffy past that. So Vicky says, today would have been glorious if I didn't have to work. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I like what we do. I'm thankful that we love what we do. But it's a lot some days. And especially when I have other things on my mind, like our cats, that makes me a little bit, but I figured it was better for me to do this than to stay around in the house and like follow her around or like, have my anxiety affect her. Because I know that happens. She is definitely kind of my cat. Like, she sits with Andrew a lot in the evenings and when I'm asleep. But if I'm awake, I'm generally her person, and so if I think she feels it more from me if I'm feeling that way. Susan says our alarm panel went out earlier this week, so the alarm people came out and put a new one in. It only took nearly 6 hours. Ooh, wow. That's wild. That's a long time to have people around and working on things. And hopefully they came in a good part of the day. I know sometimes, they come when they come for those kind of things, and sometimes it's not the most, it's not the greatest part of the day, either too early or too late. But at least they got it done, right? At least they got it done. Hopefully they got it done. And yeah, so if I'm at the store tomorrow, I will be having the Rock and Crystal show again. So if you're in the Johnstown area and you want to come up and see that, we will have it all weekend as long as we're there. Um, I don't know as far as the weather. It looks like that the snow isn't predicted until later in the day. So I should be there in the morning, I would think, unless I make the decision that it looks like it's going to be really bad. And then I may close early too. So just check Facebook if you're planning to come up to the store, please. And yeah, I'm going to take away that comment thing since I can't show you comments. Susan says they also put new smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Oh, that's good though. That is good. Vicky says, Susan, my Mimi fought IBD since before COVID. It's a difficult journey. You have my best thoughts. Yeah, hopefully you can get that, get them on a good regimen and working on that. It's hard. It's really hard. Let me check here. I'm going to move over here. Come on. Come on. All right. And I want to get my email up and running here too, so I can actually check emails today. Haven't been really on email much at all. All right. Checking that. All right. Here we go. So how's everybody else been? What's been going on? Susan says the specialized food does help. That's good. That's good. Hopefully get over the diarrhea part, or at least most of it. If that's something that runs with it, that's sad, but hopefully, you can adapt. And yeah, like Susan says, thanks, Vicky, we will get through this. Yeah, you just have to get through, right? And give that positive energy. And that's what I'm trying to do. Keep myself positive. Been hyping myself up a little bit, trying to do it today. I cleared out some things today that have just been, the things that I have a tendency to keep things in my brain, and then they're there. Right? And they stay there. So I've been trying today to work on getting some things out of my brain, getting some things done and finished up that have been sitting in my brain for a while. And the things that I couldn't, writing them down and getting them onto a list, so that it makes it easier. So I've been working on that and trying to get things together a little bit more. And so that felt good to do. Got a bunch of orders ready to drop in the mail tomorrow. So that's great. I love that. Makes me feel good. If you haven't seen, we are doing a birthday celebration for me on the 24th of February. So we're going to do Kidapalooza, which is pretty awesome. And so we're asking that if you have a kit of ours, you will make something that day, or for that day at least, that you can show in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group on Facebook. If you don't have a kit from us, please grab one from our online store. We could use the support there. The online store got really busy for a little while, and then it has kind of died off again. So trying to get more orders happening over there as well. I did slow down a little bit on adding things because I've been so busy getting ready for numerous things like the Rock and Crystal show and some of these other things. But we're going to be putting those sterling silver jewelry pieces in there. So hopefully some people will like those. Please, if you know somebody who collects antique jewelry or vintage jewelry, especially sterling jewelry, please get ready to share that with your friends. Think about who it could be good for or who might like it. And when we release that information, please let them know or forward our email over to them. I'll be sending out an email about that too. Marion says, I have sorted out the kits I haven't used yet. Nice. Nice. Marianne says, I had an eye exam today, getting glasses for driving. That's good. It's good to get those if you need those for sure. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, that's been my day. I've been trying to, I was, like I said, I plan to do this from home, so I didn't bring my pottery. I got some new pottery back yesterday from my class. All the pieces that I had finished were finished. So I got back a vessel and 3 little dishes, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. So I will be showing those. I'll probably be taking pictures of those tomorrow as well and putting them in the online store for sale. Hopefully people like those. I did some kind of different things, so I'm really happy with how they came out. I wish I could show you, but I didn't take any pictures of them at all. Any pictures at all. So I was going to snap a quick few pictures today, thinking, well, maybe if I do get stuck here at the cottage, I could at least show them to you, but I didn't because I ran out of the house and um, didn't think about it after that. um, Susan says, William, I have a hodgepodge of different kits and bead blends, so I will wind up with a hodgepodge project. That's okay. That's good. No problem. Suzanne is here. Hello, Suzanne. How are you? How's everything going? How was your class yesterday? Um, my pottery class was good. I continued working on pendants. Oh, I can show you. There's some pendants that I started. Let me see where I can do this. I always forget how to do this when I'm live, but I think I can go here. Sorry, I'm probably staring real deep and hard at these. This is one. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Um, Susan says, having people in for that long blew my day. They were nice, but I had to be around to answer questions. Cats were weirded out. They don't like strangers in their home. Yes, I know that feeling. Um, okay. See, sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. It's not working. Let's try this again. One more time. Give it a try. See if it works. It has to download the picture because they're stored in the cloud, and it doesn't want to download the picture. So we'll just give up on that for now. Sorry, I thought I could at least show you. I started on some pendants and started decorating some pendants. And so I was hoping that I'd be able to show you those, but it doesn't look like that it wants to cooperate with me. And I don't know why. So yeah, it's refusing to download anything. Oh well. I guess I'll show you later. And that's okay too. Norma got new front tires today and treated myself to breakfast out afterwards, vegged out the rest of the day. Nice. That's good you got those tires. I know you were talking about having to get them, so that's good. Marion says, my kids usually hide when strangers invade. Yep. Yep. Ours do too. Sometimes. Tallulah, she loves meeting people. So Tallulah is usually around whenever anyone comes. Barnaby, he kind of goes to another room, but he doesn't necessarily hide. Gilbert hides. He hides. He's gone. You won't see him for like an hour until after people leave. He's been getting better. I think the fact that the girls are more bold. I don't know why, but they don't have that. You know, when people come, I think it's because they've been left alone a little more with people coming in, neighbors helping, our friends helping, and family helping to feed them and stuff for us and take care of them. So they are not so weirded out. The girls are generally fine. And I think that helps the boys be a little bit less timid. When Paolo and Babette and Barnaby and Gilbert were all together, they didn't really like people that much being around. So they would all kind of disperse more so. And that kind of, I think, got the younger boys used to that. But as the girls have been around, Barnaby barely runs much more than into another room. Tallulah definitely likes to make friends. Gilbert even sometimes just goes up the stairs, but he doesn't like run under the bed anymore. But yeah, let's see here. Suzanne says tattoo is healing well, and both cats ace the cat visit. Class goes well. Good. Suzanne says, I hate having overnight guests at home. My cat's freak. Oh, I bet. Overnight would be, that's hard. That is hard. Um, it's hard when we do it too. But like I said, the girls are pretty good. Barnaby's gotten better because of them, I think. Gilbert, guests may or may not ever see Gilbert. He usually comes out at night to eat. Um, but yeah. Andrew says Tallulah likes to make friends. There's Andrew. Yes. And says maybe have people visit your William Tries Things group to see tonight. Yes. I will definitely be posting some of my pottery pictures and things in my William Tries Things group, the Triers, and also on my William Tries Things page on Facebook. I was going to post some things today, but I did not have time to take pictures and write a post. I've not been very good. Some of y'all post in that group more than I do, and I appreciate y'all keeping that up when you try new things and you post in there. That's so nice. I've had a really hard time keeping that up between my personal one and the Allegory one, and then that one. But when I do new things with pottery, I try to post on there. Usually, y'all see stuff here first, and then I post it over there. But this is gonna work a little bit different this time. um, let's see here. Um, Susan's how did ceramics class go? It went really well. I did some I made some little pendants that I'm starting on with underglaze, playing with underglaze a little bit. I am no art, well, okay. I almost said it again. I almost said I'm no artist. I am an artist. I got to stop saying that, just in different ways. I'm just not, I don't do painting. So my pendants are going to be, I don't know, maybe they'll come out really nice. I think they're kind of cute. So we'll see. Um, they're probably going to be kind of simplistic paintings, or decoration, but I think I think they're going to be cute. I hope so. Um, Susan says, my first cat, Boots, was an ambassador. He would greet people and get in their work. Nice. Um, Susan says, usually only Rupa comes out when people are here. Susan Cyril says, I worry about them getting out when people are here. Have to keep a close eye on them. Yeah, we have to tell people, be careful, because ours do go out, and that's okay. When I'm here or Andrew's here, because we can gather them up and they know us. If they got outside when anyone else came by, I don't know what would happen in that case. Um, I would hope that somebody could get them back to the back door, because they know to run to the back door in danger. Or if somebody came in the front door and opened the back door for them, they would hopefully run into the house. But we have to warn people, like, they like to run out. You have to like push them aside if you go in and out the doors. Um, Anne's here. Hello, Anne. Thanks for being here. I'm glad to see you here. Hopefully your day is going well. Everybody's saying Leslie's here too. Good evening, Leslie. Thank you for being here. I have to remember to look at the camera when I say hi to everybody, because this is like, look at people when you say hi, right? Instead of looking over here, because I'm saying hi because I see your comments over here. Let's see. Andrew says Paolo was very charming. When Sheila came for a visit, Paolo ran up to her and gave her a hug around the neck. Yeah, he certain people, Paolo just connected to. I think women more so, but he certain people he would just really connect with. Andrew says, I think Gilbert also likes boys better. When Brandon came for a visit, he came right up to him. Yeah, just different energies, right? Different people, different energies. And cats can sense that. So Susan says, I had a black cat named Tolly that loved people. If he had a job, would have been a Walmart greeter. That's cute. Susan says, I worry more about Smokey. Phil shows very little interest in the great outdoors. Yeah. Smokey got out at one point, right? Was that Smokey that got out? Am I remembering correctly? Norma says, when Mischief was young, she thought everyone came by just to see her. She stood up against the screen door and talked to people on the sidewalk. Now she hides. Yeah, isn't that different. It's odd how they can change too. Tallulah will do that. If I'm outside mowing, or the neighbor is outside mowing, the neighbor's son is outside mowing, she will stand in the window. When I was shoveling, she would do that. She stands in the window looking outside and trying to talk. Well, she does talk, but if the window's closed, you can't really hear her. But if it's open, she talks to people through the window. Um, Leslie says, so true about cats and human energy. I've been called the cat whisperer. Yeah, cats generally like Andrew and I too. Um, Andrew kind of especially in some cases. Um, I don't know. It goes both ways. Like some cats that people say won't come up to anybody, they come up to us. And Andrew's very good. Like my grandmother had a cat that was very wild, and she used to have to really bundle him up to cut claws, or take him to the vet to cut claws. And Andrew just picked him up, flipped him upside down, and trimmed his nails. Like it was just like that was it. Um, but yeah, I think some people, and I think if you have cats, you get used to that. Like, you got to like, blink, kitty kiss them, um, and show them that you're not a threat. I know most of you probably know that, but if you don't have cats, when cats blink at you, they are showing that they trust you, because they are trusting enough to close their eyes to you. And if it were a predator or something they felt um, that would put them in danger, they will not close their eyes. They will not blink at you. And so when you meet a new cat, if it's a cat that's not used to you, or doesn't know you, one of the best things you can do to show it that you are trying not to be a threat is show it that you don't think it's trying to be a threat. So you blink at it, and do a long, slow blink, and they tend to trust you a little bit more. Um, let's see. Susan says, my boots loved my friend Jeannie. Jeannie. Um, if she came over, I ceased to exist. Yeah, that was Smokey who got out. He was a throwaway and has memories of that time. Oh boy, yeah. Susan says, Smokey and I blink every day. Yes, I blink at Barnaby usually every day in the mornings or at night before we go to bed, and across the room and stuff. And Gertie eye blinks with me really good as well. Um, she likes to eye blink with me. And Tallulah also, I try to eye blink with her at least every day, because she's a little bit wilder. Like, even though she likes, um, even though she tends to like people more, she is often on her own um, in the house when we are around and doing things. And so, um, just to make sure she feels included, I try to eye blink with her at night, in the evenings when we're kind of eating, or just bebopping around the house doing chores or things, and just to let her know that I'm thinking of her too. And I do it with all of our cats almost every day. I try and give them an eye blink to let them know. Um, let's see here. Susan says, Susan, I like your cat's names. Yeah, everybody's got good cats' names. Vicky says, Mimi used to meow at me so I could see her slow blink at me. Yeah, right? Sometimes they make a point. Um, Gertie does it. Gertie will come up to me, and she'll like kind of paw at my leg, and she puts one paw higher than the other and kind of like taps with it in the air. She does like an air tap, and then she blinks at me. And she'll blink at me from across the room too. But Andrew said she likes to make friends, but bless her heart, she can't keep them. Tallulah. Yeah, she'll make friends. She likes to make friends, but then she goes off and does her own thing. So she doesn't like to cuddle. She doesn't like to sit too close. Um, like, she'll sit at my feet most nights, mine or Andrew's, but she doesn't like to cuddle up here. Like, Barnaby will sit like right up here close to my neck, and Gertie will sit right up there too. But Tallulah will not. Um, I don't know, maybe she's just she runs too hot. It's just not her personality. She makes friends, but has a harder time keeping them, because she doesn't she makes friends real fast, but then putting in that energy to keep that friendship going, um just it's good. She's a pretty cat, right? Um, let's see. Susan says, does anyone else do the boop button thing with their pets? What is that? Boop in the nose? Boop button? I don't know what exactly that means. Barnaby kisses my nose. He kisses my nose. And Gertie will also now come up and kiss my nose. And even sometimes Tallulah, but that's rare. That's rare. It says, yes, boop the nose. Yeah, sometimes. I do that. I kiss my cat's nose a lot, so they get that. Um, let's see. Andrew says, when I was having a hard day, she was comforting me. Tallulah, yes. Tallulah does comfort Andrew. If he's having a hard day and he'll sit on the floor and say, who's going to comfort me? And she is usually the first to run up to him. And she'll come up and start comforting, but then she doesn't want to be held too much. But sometimes she'll cuddle with him a little bit more than that, and with me. Leslie says, yes, all the time to boop the nose, and says, all my cats are cuddlers with me. Not all of ours. Like Gilbert will cuddle a little bit, but he cuddles better with Andrew. Tallulah doesn't really cuddle too much anybody. Gertie cuddles more with me. If I'm around, she usually picks me. Barnaby is the same way with me. And then Ida Bell is more cuddles with Andrew, but usually spends a little bit of time with me in the evenings too, but at my feet. She sits at my feet on the couch, along with Tallulah, and then Gertie and Barnaby. Sometimes I have like 4 cats. The other day he had all 3 of the girls, and Gilbert, they were fighting, so he didn't have Gilbert. Gilbert was close, but not around. Monica's here. Hello, Monica. Thanks for joining us. Glad you could be here. Thanks for hanging out. So my cats were both born with dock tails. Nefertiti and Cleopatra. Nice. Nice. That's odd. They were born with that. I've never heard that, but that's kind of a cool trait, right? Do they have any balance issues? Because I always wonder that, because they say that cats can have balance issues if their tails aren't normal. But if they were born that way, do they have any balance issues? Let's see here. Tally's name is actually derivative of Tallulah, said Susan. It means leaping water. He liked to play with water and would get people to turn on the bathroom faucet for him. That's cute, because Babette used to do that. Babette loved drinking from the bathroom faucet, especially in our apartment that we had. She would just wait there kind of until you turned on the water, and then she would drink from there. Monica says they were rescued from under a barn. That's Paolo and Babette were barn rescues that my aunt had. And yeah. Gilbert and Barnaby were rescues from my brother was adding an addition onto his house, and they were down in some of the woodwork, the what they call that when they put the wood up. I can't think. We were just watching home shows where they talk about that all the time. Anyway, they were found in there, and along with a brother who was an all black cat and the little mama cat. And my grandmother, when she was alive, took the black cat and the mama cat, and my brother now still has them since he moved into my grandparents' house. And I get to see them. Mostly I see the mama cat. Their brother isn't around very much that I see, but the mom is super tiny. You think Gertie's tiny. The mama cat for Barnaby and Gilbert is still even tinier. But she's a sweetheart. Let's see. Anne says, Daniel Tiger loves to rub his nose on my nose. He also likes to bite my chin. I'm sure that is some sign of affection. Yeah, I think so. Andrew used to be Barnaby, I think, if I got it right. Barnaby used to nibble on Andrew's forehead. He called it like his acupuncture. He never bit hard, but he just would nibble a little bit on it. And so, yeah, I think it's some kind of, I think they're like, they show you like they could hurt you, but they're choosing not to. I think it's that kind of thing, that they respect you and they're not going to try to hurt you, but they could if they wanted to. Um, Leslie says, my cats and I do the breathe exchanging every day. Um, yeah, ours do not like it when you breathe at them. That's one thing they do not like. Um, but yeah, they Andrew will breathe at them and breathe with them and do the breath exchange. I just do the kisses. I try not to breathe on them too much because I don't want to, you know, set them off. Um, let's see here. Susan says, when I get my coffee in the morning, Smokey will look up at me. All I have to say is, Smokey, Sousa, couch, blanket, and he will jump on me and knead and scream at me. That's cute. Monica says, their tails are about 2 inches long. They absolutely have no balance issues. That's good. Andrew says, Tallulah wants to play with the water, but I don't turn it on for her. I turn it on sometimes for her, and she plays with it a little bit, and then she gets bored. Monica says, may I change the subject and ask about a product? I don't want to be rude or interrupt the conversation. No, yeah, absolutely. You can always ask. And I can try to answer now, but you can also send us an email. If I can't answer now, you can always send an email, info@allegorygallery.com. I think it's here. If I'm pointing in the right place on my screen, it's backwards for me. But that's the easiest place to ask us a question about any of our products. But we will also have products that I'm going to be showing you later in this show after we get done with the conversation. So if you're new to the lives, we talk and talk and talk for about the first hour of our show or so, hour, sometimes hour and a half. And then we get into showing you some products and hopefully you'll want to buy some stuff. And we'll go over how to buy that then too. But feel free to ask and we'll see what I can do. Yeah, Susan, with Gertie, she's getting good. She's getting good at when I ask her to get off the table, or like I'll say, Gertie, could you please get down off the table? And I'll go like this and I'll point at her and then I'll point down at the floor or down at a chair. And she's getting really good about knowing that she'll just jump right down. And when we go down, she gets to go down into Barnaby's man cave a little bit down in the basement sometimes with us. And she and Barnaby have that together now. And um, she knows when it's time to come up, when I'm ready to come up, and she starts running up the stairs and she'll wait for me and I'll say, I'll follow you. I tell Barnaby that too. And then they run up to the door and then I follow them up. Monica says, I'm looking for small moonstones. They are so hard to find. Email me and I can see. Let me know. Are you talking like 2 to 3 millimeter? Like we have probably some micro-faceted moonstones, 2 to 3 millimeter, small. I just had some gray moonstone the other day in smaller ovals that we did on the live, and I can try and find those for you. I don't think they sold. So when you're looking for stuff like that, send us an email. If it's not on our website at allegorygallery.com, you can search Moonstone there. We have some nice stuff there, but if it's not the right thing, send me an email, info@allegorygallery.com. We don't have helpers, so it's either going to be me or Andrew who answers you. And we'll take a look and see what we can find for you. Let me know dimensions. Let me know, do you want peach moonstone, gray moonstone, blue moonstone, rainbow moonstone, that kind of stuff. Give us all the details and we'll see what we can find for you and get you some pictures and prices if we need to, if we find something. Let's see here. Marianne says, Manx cats don't have tails. Yes, that's true. Anne says, Moo Kitty was a barn cat too. That's cute. Barn cats, I think, end up, I mean, from what our experience, they end up being very good, very nice cats, I feel like. Susan says, Phil was a barn cat and rescued at 5 weeks. Something happened to the mother and the rescue group came in and took them. That's sad, but that's good that he was rescued. That's sad something happened to the mother, but yeah, I don't know what happened to Paolo Babette's mom or dad. I have no idea. No idea. It was never, because my aunt who found them lives like 3 or so hours away, I think. So she took a big trip to bring them down to us, which was sweet. But I do know that my brother used to have a cat named Fred, and Fred was technically, I think, an older brother of Paolo and Babette. Came from the same mama, um, possibly father, but he was an all gray cat. He was a really pretty cat. Norma says, I've had 2 cats that were born with a kink in the last inch of their tails. Pepper I have now, and Jasmine in the 80s. Strange to have that trait twice. Yeah, that is strange. Norma says, Waldo and Pepper were barn kittens. See that? It's good to adopt them when you can, right? Monica says, okay, we'll send you an email. Thank you. Yeah, send us an email anytime you're looking for something. That goes for anyone watching. If you want something, send us an email and we will look for it. We're always trying to find things for everybody, and we have a large selection of things. And we also take strands apart sometimes. So like we just did a loose gemstone sale not long ago. So if you're looking for not a whole strand, you want a half a strand, or you want like 4 moonstone beads, sometimes we can do that for you. We're pretty customizable because we're a small business, and we are here to try to do what we can for you. So we'll do our best. We can't always, but we will try. Andrew says, sometimes we can get stuff on demand when we do Total Request Lives, but I'm not there. Yeah. So we do these, that's a good point. We do these shows. If you ever watch our live show and it's a Total Request live show that we're doing, that means we are going to ask you in the comments to ask us for stuff. We're not doing that tonight, but that's when Andrew can be here with me, and I stay on camera and I get your comments and let him know what you're looking for. And he goes around our big studio here looking for it. And then if he finds it and he's willing to part with it, because sometimes it's from his private collection, then we give it a price and then you can buy it. But we are those are fun nights. Those are really fun nights. If people are requesting things, and sometimes the weirder the request, the better. You know, I know everybody needs spacers sometimes and things like that, but Andrew's like, I get so bored if it's just spacers and stuff. He likes to try to find the weird stuff for you. So we haven't done a Total Request Live in a while, so maybe we'll do one sometime soon. But yeah, so that's when you can ask in the comments, and we do run around finding it right on the live. It's literally requesting it live and we find it and hopefully sell it to you. Monica said, so glad to discover your business. We are too. I'm glad you're here. I didn't think I've seen your name before, so welcome, and hopefully you'll hang out with us. We do these lives every weekday. So most weekdays, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, are at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We chat for about an hour like we're doing now. We hang out, catch up with each other, and then we start the live sale. We usually do 30 to 40 lots. We give them good prices. Sometimes it's vintage stuff, sometimes it's new stuff, sometimes it's loose gemstones, sometimes it's vintage plastic. You never know. And then on Wednesdays, we do it at 3 p.m. Eastern time in the afternoon because I have my pottery class that night. So normally you'll see me on the lives. Andrew is usually in the comments on the lives anymore. But if we're doing a Total Request Live or something like that, then he jumps in too. Andrew says, someone asked when we're doing that next. I don't know. It's too cold. It's actually pretty warm up here right now. I know I'm in these heavy clothes, but it's about 60 degrees in here, which is not too bad. Although we do keep our house at 68, and if it drops below that, it usually feels cold. Monica says, oh, I will try to think of something weird. Yeah, for the next Total Request Live, hopefully you stay with us and you keep working with us and get to know us a little better, and we get to know you better. And then when our next Total Request Live comes up, you can send us those weird requests, right? So how is everybody doing? Are you all okay? I know some people talked about what they were doing today. I was talking earlier, I don't know what we're having for dinner. I didn't get to the grocery store today, so we have leftovers. Well, we could remake what we had yesterday, unless Andrew comes up with something different. But we had tater tots and salsa and ranch and lettuce and tomato and cheese, kind of like a taco salad, but with tater tots instead, which I actually really like. But I don't know if Andrew will be up for it again, and I don't know when I'll be getting home. It's been a long day already, but I probably will head home. I have more measuring to do. Like I said, we're releasing. Andrew said tater tot salad sounds good. That's good. We're working on releasing some of the sterling silver vintage jewelry that Andrew had in his collection, and so we're working on that. Um, I've not gone as far with that today because I've been mostly packing and shipping. And so I try to do that when I'm here. So I've been starting to take some measurements on things. I've got pictures taken of all the jewelry so far that I have. Um, and I exported the photos and resized them in that work. And then I have to start making listings and descriptions and stuff in the online store. And the hard part is measuring everything. That's the part that takes the longest. I take pictures with pennies, but people steal for, especially, I mean, these are more expensive. These are sterling silver. So, they're going to be 100, 150, $200. Some of them aren't that expensive, but they're in that range. And at least that's what they're going to start at right now. We're giving introductory pricing. And people like dimensions on that stuff. I get it. I wish I could just throw up everything with just a picture of a penny. It would make my life a lot easier. But usually people like to see the sizes, I think, on stuff like that. So I've got to measure everything. And I didn't get as much done. I thought I was going to get a lot more of that done today. But with having to clean out the pellet stove and do a few other things, and all the packing and shipping I was working on, I kind of got in the groove with that and lost track of time, which that's not a bad thing. It means I got a good bit done. So, but so probably I'll be working on that later tonight after I do the live. I will do the invoicing, spreadsheeting for the live, the invoicing tonight before I leave here. And then once I leave here, I will head home. We'll start cooking something if Andrew hasn't started already. And then I will work tonight. Until I get ready for bed, working on the silver jewelry and getting that up and posted. One thing to note about the silver jewelry, if you're interested in it, we are not polishing anything. It has a natural patina on most of it. I am a person that prefers my silver jewelry generally to have a patina on it. So we are choosing not to, because it's easy enough for somebody else to clean it if you want to. You can't put that patina back easily. I mean, there are things that you can do, but if you like it natural like me and don't like it all polished up, it'll come that way. And so we will list that in the listing so that people understand that too. So look for that. And like I said, if you know people who like antique or vintage sterling jewelry, artisan made, sometimes we know the artisan, sometimes we don't. But if you like that or know somebody who does, hopefully you'll share that information with them. If you're not on our email list yet, please go to our website and join our email list. And you'll be the first to know when that's published and that's available. You can also join our text message list if you want to, but all those links and links to pretty much everything we do are on our website under the link tab. So if you go to the main menu, there's a link tab there, and it takes you to a page that has all of our links for all the things we do. Susan says, I am interested in the silver jewelry. I missed your earlier discussion about it. Yeah, so we are getting that ready. I took a bunch of pictures of everything. I've got the pictures exported and ready to go. I just have to make listings and measure everything and get those published and make a collection for it in the online store. Andrew has a collection of vintage and antique artisan jewelry, sterling, that we are going to present. It will be presented with introductory lower pricing. The price of silver continues to go up and up and up. I guess it dropped here a little bit, but then it's a little volatile right now. But we can't afford to, I was talking about this earlier, we can't afford to sell it if it could be melted down for more. So those prices will vary from time to time. But they will get introductory pricing. So Andrew said, also, we're selling stuff at a discount, so it doesn't make sense for us to spend extra time polishing. Yes, that too. Um, yeah, we're taking it the way it is, and sending it out into the world, hopefully. Um, Andrew says, I toss mine before plating the tater tot salad. Yeah, he tosses it up. Um, I don't do that. Andrew says, I have more pieces to add if people like these. Yeah, I took a first batch and got all the pictures done. So if people like them and they sell, and that maybe we'll release more into the wild. Trying to clear out some of our collections of things that, if we're people that we do like our collections, we like our stuff, as many of you probably do too. But also, if we have it for too long and we don't use it, we do like to, like hopefully find it a new home. And if it can help benefit us and we can, generate some income with it for our small business, then we try to do that. Because that's what this is all about. If we could do this without having to make any money and just hang out with y'all and make pretty stuff and send stuff out into the world without having to worry about making money, that would be amazing. But that's not what small business is, unfortunately. We have to make some money to make a living. So we try and give you the best prices we can always on everything, and find you interesting things, and hopefully you'll like it. Let's see here. Ba, ba, ba. Leslie says, I'm good. My latest project came together almost flawlessly. Doesn't that feel good? Feels good when that happens, right? That's awesome. Marianne says, I had a junk food day, pizza, ice cream, and cheesies. Ooh, junk food day sounds good. We've been trying to eat a little bit better um, lately. So I've been trying to eat. I had a salad for lunch today, which sometimes salads are good for me and sometimes they're not. My stomach's been a little turbulent after I had my salad today. So all that roughage in there. But yeah, we've been trying to eating instead of junk food at night, we've been making some uh, fruit salads and things. I got apples, pears, plums, grapes, cherries, blueberries, raspberries, and bananas. And I've been cutting all those up almost every night and making us each a little salad. Last night we didn't have one though. I slacked off a little bit last night. Marion says, I did open my AG box this morning. Nice. I hope everything made it okay. Um, uh, let's see here. I prefer silver with a patina, says Susan. Me too. That's the thing. Like it's not easy to put back if you polish everything up. So we are not doing the polishing. We're selling it at a discount enough that if people want to polish it, they can. But otherwise, it comes with a patina of its age, right? Which is kind of really cool, I think. Um, Marion says, I've been eating much better lately, but a junk food day was required. That's good. Susan says, my tummy was a bit tipsy-turvy, probably because of stress. That's probably mine too. Yes, stress. Um, um, oh, Andrew says, yeah, we did. Did we have it? I guess we did last night, didn't we? He says, it was good last night. That's right, because last night was the pears. It's the first time I added pears to it. So we did have fruit salad last night. Maybe it was the night before I skipped it. I feel like I skipped it one night. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just um, did it later than I thought. Suzanne says, use it or move it on. That's right. Use it or move it on. Andrew says, I'm really trying to get us some breathing room so that we can afford to do more tutorials and hangout sessions. Yeah, if we can make some extra money, that kind of breathing room, also physical breathing room in the house, in the office, in the cottage, we could do more tutorials and just hangout sessions like we like to do. So that's what we're pushing for. We're trying to push hard. Um, Andrew says, you can pay me $20 extra and I'll polish it, LOL. I'm not offering that. No, no, no. Because then that just takes more time and more energy. Maybe, maybe. Susie says, you need to put some olives in your fruit salad. No, 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 thank you. Andrew maybe would do it. Not me. Not me. Andrew says, one night we had cake and fruit salad. I know we did. That cake was actually really good. Um, that cake was really good. Um, Leslie had dinner with friends tonight. That's nice. What'd you have to eat? Marianne says, everything is good and lovely. Oh, good. I'm glad. Um, Susan says, Marianne, junk food day sounds awesome. I don't do sports, but I do like nachos on Super Bowl Sunday. That's happening this weekend too, isn't it? Super Bowl. So that's another thing the store may be very slow because of that. We'll see if I'm, depending on the weather, because like I said, we're supposed to get 3 to 5 inches um, tomorrow sometime. They're saying afternoon now, but we'll see. But if I'm there, we're gonna have our rock and minerals out, so you can come up and shop if you're local and check out the rocks and minerals we have if you missed it last weekend. Um, Kimberly says sometimes it hurts the value to polish. Not sure if that's true for jewelry, but I'll go with it. I prefer natural patina. Yes, me too. Marianne says olives and fruit salad. No, no, no. I know, right? Um, Mexican and a margarita, says Leslie. Nice. That's a good dinner. Um, Andrew says, they say that cats like green olives. I think our cats take after you. Yeah, we've tried to give our cats green olives because supposedly cats like them, and they just kind of like push them around, move them in, and sometimes they do the scraping at them like it's dirty. Yeah, they do not like. They take after me. They take after their white daddy. Um, Monica says, I love tutorials. We love to do tutorials. If you check out our YouTube channel, I know, Monica, you're over on Facebook, but if you check our YouTube channel, youtube.com/allegory gallery, we do have some tutorials. Many of the tutorials are done by Andrew or our friend Jen had done those. Andrew does a lot of different things, sometimes polymer clay sculpting, sometimes seed beading, sometimes various metal work. Jen, our friend, did a lot of tutorials. Those are mostly found if you look at our Saturday morning tutorial playlist, there are a bunch of videos there where she taught wire wrapping of various kinds, making jewelry with wire wrapping. So if you do like tutorials, check out our YouTube channel. Please watch those. Give us thumbs ups, all that good stuff, and subscribe to us over there. We're hoping to get back into doing more tutorials. Andrew just said we used to do tutorials every Tuesday and did a YouTube premiere on Saturday mornings. I used to do them more before we moved the shop. Yeah, when our shop was open more often, our physical store, and we had more business there, we could afford to do more of those instead of more of these lives. Now most of our stuff is online, so the physical shop doesn't do as much. It's starting to pick up, but since we moved it, but it is taking a little while. So we don't have that same kind of income in the physical shop to replace the lives, and so we have to do the lives to make more money and do the online stuff. And tutorials take a back seat because we need the funding up front to cover those, right? So. Um, yeah, we're trying though. We're working on things, getting things going. Norma says, my king-tailed cat Jasmine loved green olives. See, they say cats do. Kimberly says, not a green olive fan unless it's in a dirty martini, and sometimes not even then. Yeah, I do not like. I always wanted to be a martini person because I love the way they look, and when I was younger, I thought that was like cool to drink martinis. Um, but no, I would do martinis with like a lemon twist. Um, Now I don't drink, so I have no need for olives at all. Um, Monica says, I will. Thank you. Andrew says, we also used to have a shipping helper, but she retired and we haven't found a replacement. Yeah, we used to have a shipping helper. Um, she retired, moved to Florida, and it's been hard to have a replacement for that. And so finding somebody who can do that in the kind of time and we don't have a ton of hours to give somebody. I mean, we could possibly, but also have to pay someone for that, which is a whole other thing. But I would love us to be at that point so that I could do more tutorials and things, and we could have somebody doing the shipping again. That'd be lovely. Um, but yeah, things fluctuate. When you have a small business, you have to roll with the changes, and that's what we're doing. And we're trying to pick things up, trying to pick up our online store sales and get more things flowing through the online store. So that is, uh, So that kind of offsets some of the loss in the physical store. So we're working on that. And it's a lot to keep going, but we appreciate all of your support out there. It's been amazing, and we ask you please continue supporting and share us with your friends. Let them know we exist, because we are a small business. We've been going for 14 and some 14, almost 14 and a half years now. But have had a lot of changes through the pandemic and through time. So our store used to be our main source. It used to be like 80-20. 80% of sales were in the store, 20% online. And now it's completely flipped. And we're trying to find a better balance for that too. Um, Andrew says we would have to find the right fit, but back in the day, William had more time for video editing. Yes, video editing is a big thing. Filming and editing. When we would have teachers come in and I would film them, or I would film us, I always had to be there, right? You have to watch the filming, make sure things happen right, and then doing all the editing in the post process. Um, Kimberly says, I rarely drink now, and when I do have a drink, I'm on the floor after one. LOL. Yes, it's true. Um, Kimberly says, I don't like to lose my inhibitions, so I like to live sober. Yeah, I like the idea of a drink sometimes, but with my anxiety, if you're new to us, I talk about my anxiety often. I have anxiety, and I stopped drinking alcohol and most caffeine because of that. And so, yeah. Andrew says, we also used to have a podcast. Yes, we did. We had a podcast, Allegory Gallery Interviews. There are still episodes of that out there. You can still listen to it pretty much anywhere if you'd like to. Listen to the old stuff. I think they're still fun to listen to, but we haven't done an episode in that in many years. And it would be lovely to get back. I like that kind of stuff. I love doing the tutorials and the editing and the podcasts and that kind of stuff. But we also have to have the income just coming in. Now I spend my time focused on shipping and making the orders here with you all, hopefully, on the lives, and then shipping that stuff out. That's what my time is filled with right now. Let's see. Susan says, I like Kalamata olives. Yes. No, I don't. Marianne says, I only eat black Kalamata olives. Susan says, Kimberly, that's sort of why I don't drink anymore. Half a glass of rosé and I'm down for the count. Yeah, it hits me hard now if I try it. I have it once in a while. Like I had it in Italy when we were there, um, because I was feeling not anxious, and it was not great. It piqued my anxiety a little bit, but also wasn't too bad. I did have a few glasses here and there, but it didn't take many to make me feel it. But I also did not get sick with it. I usually get headaches now with wine here in the US. And the wine in Italy gave me no headaches at all. I didn't wake up with that terrible like dehydration and bad hungover feeling. I didn't drink that much anyway, but I still didn't get headaches. It was so nice. Um, Andrew says, we also used to help run and facilitate a group of over 12,000 people. Yes, we did. We did that too. We used to have also retreats here in town where we'd bring people from all over the world, and we'd have 4, 5, 6 teachers teaching things over the course of a week or a weekend. We used to do many, many things that we can't do right yet again, but we're getting there, hopefully. That's the goal. Andrew says, they said there aren't as many sulfates. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. Um, Kimberly says, Kalamata olives are so yummy. Susan says, oh, I love them. No, thank you, but I'm glad you like them. Somebody has to eat them. It's not going to be me. I will eat other weird things. Andrew says, and book club. And book club, right? Yes, definitely. We used to have book club. And that was like more of a physical book club. Like Andrew used to have a book club meeting where people came from other states to our book club meeting when Andrew had the physical shop meetings. And then we moved the book club a little bit more online, and then the book club kind of fizzled out because we didn't have a lot of time for it. We are planning, I think Andrew picked up, I don't think we ever did a banner, but we did pick a book, I think, we're going to do maybe a book every quarter this year. So we need to release that. Kind of forgot about that. Have to make a banner, and we'll do a book. Diane's here. Hello, Diane. Thanks for joining us. So probably the sulfates in the US wine, they are preservatives. Yes. And now I'm allergic to a lot of preservatives. And I don't know, that's probably one of the reasons I get headaches, right? Kimberly says, my husband hates olives too, William. Yeah, no. Andrew says he's allergic to most preservatives. Yeah, I suddenly in my older age here became allergic to preservatives. Who knows why that stuff happens? But it did. It happened to me, and now I get hives if I eat certain preservatives. We've been eating, we've talked about those the Asian salads we've been getting, the bag salads, and they have the soy the soy sauce dressing and the crispy wontons, and I think they have some almond shavings. We usually have that. I got the sweet corn one the other night, and I was very excited about it, but I think there's something in it because I started breaking out that night. So something in the dressing I think has some kind of preservatives. Um, and so that's another salad, another thing I like that I can't eat. But yeah, the Asian salad that we get, um, I have no problem, thank goodness. But the sweet corn one, sometimes they call it Mexican sweet corn salad. Something was in there. It was not good. I did see that it has a lemon juice or lime juice concentrate, and I'm wondering if that's where the preservative is, because I know there's preservatives in our lemon juice concentrate that we get, that I can't drink it. I can't even put a little bit of lemon juice in my water. If I have fresh lemons, fine. They probably put smoked paprika in it. There was smoked paprika on that too, so that could be it, because sometimes the smoked paprika we found, whatever it is, when we buy certain smoked paprika, I break out. So yeah, Andrew says in-person book club was awesome, but we made no money on it. Yeah, it was not an event that we made any money on. People would come and discuss books. Most people already had their projects done, so we didn't sell things that night. But it was a fun thing. It was really fun. And when we were making more in the physical store and online, we were able to give up that time and that income and have a fun night like that. So that's what we're hoping to get back to, and be able to do more of the tutorials, more of the book things, more things that don't make money in the in the moment, I guess, is the way it is. I feel like I'm starting to lose my voice. We drank Moscato and gossiped mostly. Andrew said, yeah, there was a lot of Moscato that flowed in the book clubs, in the book club meetings. Let me take a drink. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. But yeah, there's a lot of Moscato flowing those nights. It was pretty fun. I didn't get to make it to most of them, but it was mainly when Andrew had the store and I was working my other job. But some nights I could get down there and hang out with book club, and it was fun. So, but yeah, all right. Let's get started with the selling show, y'all. Thank you for hanging out so far. Andrew says, and we ate the biggest pizza I've ever seen. Yeah, we did have some big pizzas ordered sometimes. Um, let me flip this around. Again, we're not fancy. We do flip the camera around real manual like. Let me switch this. Come on. Flip this, flip that. How does it look? Let's aim it up this way. I have this here, but I feel like sometimes that doesn't show color as well. But as long as that's in there, it helps color balance. Let's put this down here, get our penny out here. All right. So I've got a mix of things tonight, and hopefully you'll like them. So if you're new, Monica's here, I know. I don't think you've ever joined us for a live like this. So if you'd like to purchase from this video, I'm going to put up the ticker tape here. To purchase from this video, we have a slip of paper, and I'm going to call these, oh boy, um, I'm going to call these TRN lots tonight. I hope I've never used that or haven't used it recently. TRN. So we will give you a number, TRN 1 through generally 1 through 30. We'll have a price here. And then if there's a number in this lower corner, that's how many of the item we have available at that price. If you would like to purchase, you just take TRN1, for example, put it in the subject line of an email and send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. And that's all you have to do. If we have like 5 of these at like $10 and you want 2 of them, put TRN1 times 2 in the subject line of the email, send it to info@allegorygallery.com. It is all first come, first serve. And a lot of people always ask us, why don't you just take requests in the comments? We don't take them in the comments because we stream in multiple locations and sometimes one comment pops up at the same time as another and it's very difficult. It's also even more difficult if people comment if they replay the video, because you can replay these. If you miss one, replay it the next day and you can still claim from it. So when we send an email, it automatically sorts everything by date and time, and I know who got what first, and it makes it super easy to do that way. I know it might be an extra step for people, but if you add us to your contact list, it makes it super easy to send us an email. And everything is super fair that way. We go in order, first come, first serve. I never deviate from that. I can honestly say, if you get the email in first, there's no favorites. If you get it in first, you get it. If you do send us an email for something, you are promising to take it if you send it. Please do not send an email for every item. And then when I send you an invoice for everything, you say, oh, but I only really wanted this one and this one. If you send an email, you're promising to take it. That's a little pact we make, right, between us all. And then please send a brand new email every time. It is tempting to reply to an old email to send a new one because it's real fast. You just hit that reply and then you put in the new number and you send. But what that does is it groups everything in our inbox and all of your stuff gets sorted in the wrong way and I don't see it until the end. So send a new email every time. Just compose a new one, put in the subject line, send it to us at info@allegorygallery.com. Andrew says, I do have favorites. Andrew is not afraid to admit he has favorites. I do not play favorites when I invoice anybody. So, you know, we're trying to be fair with everyone. Sorry, I had to shift my screen colors. All right. So, are there any questions before we get started? Let me know if you have any questions. We're going to start out tonight. Let me see. We're going to start out tonight. This, I gotta, let me see, come on. I gotta get this disconnected. All right, there we go. Andrew says, I'm fair, but favorites get bonus points in my heart. Yeah. All right, so these are, this was $22. I'm gonna give them to you for 20 a strand. And I have 1, 2, 3 strands available. Wait, no, 4. I have 4 strands available, counting the one on the desk. So this is how it works, right? TRN1 was $22, giving you a deal tonight. You often get deals on our lives. We give you the best prices here that we possibly can for you. $20. This is dyed bone. And you get the full strand for $20. 4 strands available. If you'd like to purchase, send TRN1 to our email at info@allegorygallery.com. And I'm going to go over here and turn up my email so I can see if everybody's buying and let you know when things sell out or if I can clear the desk. And there we go. What's going on here? My email's acting up today. There we go. Got to get everything on screen, all the comments, all that stuff. So these are, make sure this is working. We're set. These are approximately 16 millimeters by 19 millimeter beads. And these strands are about 16 and a half inch strands. 16 and a half inch strands. TRN1, $20. 4 strands available. TRN2. Let's see. Cleared out one of my drawers here so I can have room for things. All right, these were 55. Let me see. I'll bring it down to 45. Whoa, throwing things all over the place. All right, these are faceted pink opal, faceted graduated pink opal, really nice beads, beautiful pink opal, graduated faceted rondelles. Look how pretty. And these are kind of in an ombre style. Now, these are some of the strands that we get. They are on a sterling silver lobster claw. They should have, right there's the 925 on there that shows sterling, and a sterling silver extender chain. We sell these at a price that if you want to tear these apart, you can do that. We just like to remind you, keep the sterling silver. Don't throw that away thinking it's like a pewter piece or anything, or a base metal. They are sterling. So if you do take these apart to use these beads in another project, please keep those for your own sake. Andrew says, those ones are so juicy. He also said, oh, we haven't mentioned this during a live yet, but I'm teaching a colored pencil on metal at Touchstone, colored pencil on metal class at Touchstone in September. Yeah, so get ready, y'all. If you're local or you want to make the trip to visit Andrew and take his class at Touchstone Center for Craft in September, you can sign up for that at Touchstone's website. These are graduated from approximately 3.5 millimeters up to the biggest on here. Let's see, is about 5.7, so about 5.5 millimeters. Beautiful pink opal, TRN2, $45. Andrew says, I would put those with pearls. They'd be beautiful with some pearls, right? Gorgeous with pearls, for sure. Let's see here. Can't go too much lower on these because we already priced these really good for y'all. But this is TRN3. Was $38. I'll bring them down to 34. I think I have 2 strands of this. Oh, Andrew says, David R. Slayton, who is a famous author, shared my post on Threads. So here's hoping. Your post on your class? This is a coated quartz. These are really pretty. They're slightly green, and they're coated with this kind of platinum-like coating that gives us an extra juicy goodness. Look how beautiful those quartz drops are. They're very nice quartz with very few inclusions to start with. And then they have that beautiful coating on them that gives them that extra sparkly green goodness. And these drops are approximately, I'm going to say 6.8, so about 7 millimeters. And the strand is an 8-inch strand. Andrew says, yeah, about the one at Touchstone. That's awesome. Marianne says, beautiful quartz, isn't it? Gorgeous. TRN3, $34, one strand. No, I'm sorry, 2 strands available. 2 strands of those available. Put the other one over here. And for those new to us, we buy in small quantities because we're a small business. We'd love to buy tons of stuff, but we would rather give you diversity in smaller quantities than buy a bunch of something and just have like 2 or 3 things. So our quantities are often very limited, but we try to bring you unique and fun finds like this one. This is stunningly beautiful. This was $120. Let's see what I can do. I will take it down to, we'll do 98. Take it just under that 100 mark, even though that's pushing it. If somebody wants it, this is Larimar. Beautiful faceted Larimar beads. Look at that quality. They're kind of luminescent. They're super beautiful Larimar. And this is done also on the sterling silver lobster claw and extender chain. Only one of these available. Gorgeous Larimar sterling silver extender chain and lobster claw. And these generally, not counting the chain and lobster claw, yeah, these are always 16-inch strands. 16-inch strand. That is a steal for the Larimar at that quality. And these are approximately 6.5 millimeter, 6.3, 6.2, so about 6 to 6.5 millimeter beads. One strand available, TRN4. Andrew says the batik dyed bone has a good luck symbol. It's actually based off of 2 birds. This one he's talking about. Marianne says, ooh, at the Larimar, that's good stuff. That's a really good price. Andrew says, I like how it's a good mix of Larimar with pattern and the kind of glowy bits. Yeah, there's a little bit of everything in that, right? A little bit of everything there. Ooh, I forgot we even had these and I found them today. The reason I forgot we had them is because they got put in a box. Sometimes that happens. Things get put in a box. Let's see here. We just sold one of the TRN3s. Thank you so much, the quartz. Still have one of those available. And oh boy, dude, we gave an awesome price on these. We had these at 24. I will bring them down to 21. I can't go lower than that. This is awesome. And I'd put those with pearls. I'd put everything with pearls. I know, right? This is a lot of good stuff to put with pearls. Put this with some, I think some peacock pearls or gray pearls, or even like a champagne, even a white, pull out some of that, those kind of champagne colors in there. That'd be really pretty. TRN5. This is beautiful. I'm going to show you all 4 strands at once because they're all tied together. Beautiful strands of labradorite. These are labradorite. We're going to call them square heishis. I don't know. It's like a square cut. square heishi. But look at how beautiful. These are not coated. This is the natural stone of the labradorite. Such good quality stone. Only $21 a strand. And these are some nice long strands. I think they're at least 16 inches. 12. Yeah, they're about 16 and a quarter inches. So flashy, says Andrew. I know, right? And I need to bring my light over here, maybe a little more. There we go. Look at the flash on that labradorite. 4 strands available. We haven't shown these in a very long time because, well, they were put in a box and hidden away. We've just sold one of the TRN1s. Thank you. We've just sold the Larimar. Thank you so much. That is sold out. We appreciate that. So I'm going to put these labradorite here. So I'm going to put the Larimar away, so not to tease anybody else because that has sold. Thank you, thank you. Somebody knew that was a good price they could not refuse. $98 for Larimar like that? Good job, good job. All right, and let's see, what shall we look at next? I've got such a good bag of goodies today. And remember, please, if you are new and you are claiming and you haven't claimed with us before, please also send me an email with your shipping address. I need to have your shipping address. And if you use a different email for billing, please make sure I have that as well. So Diane says, glad somebody bought the Larimar. Yeah, that was too good of a deal to pass up for long, I think. Marianne's drooling over 4, 5, and 6. 6 isn't even out yet. 6 isn't even out yet. Was it? Was that 6? No. Marianne's drooling. You will be drooling over 6. It's like you, Marianne, it's like you knew. Because wait till you see what 6 is. It's your thing. This was 45 a strand. I'm going to do them for 38. I got 2 of them. TRN6. Here we go. Carnelian. Beautiful faceted carnelian drops. It says 3, 4, and 5. I understand, but I think you'll especially like, because I know you like carnelian. I don't know if you do the drops very often, but these are lovely. There's 2 strands here. I'm just going to leave one out so I can make sure I put everything back in the right bag. All my codes on them. This is okay, also 6, right? Andrew says, one of my friends said they're in Tucson right now and said a lot of Larimar that is being sold is reconstituted or really expensive since the mine's closed. Yeah, I can't even imagine. So these are carnelian. These drops are approximately, I'm going to say, about 7 millimeters by 5. They're hard to get a grasp of. And these are, I think, 8-inch. Yeah, 8-inch strands of beautiful carnelian. Look at that juiciness. $38 only, down from $45. We've just sold one of the TRN5s. Thank you so much. TRN7 coming up. Let's see. What am I gonna pull for y'all now? Let's grab these. I have 1, 2, 3 of these. Let me separate this here, because these are too much to put all up on the desk at once. Let's see. Okay. Tied together still yet. Pull that from its strand. Okay, now we have, these were also 22. This is some more of the dyed bone, the batik dyed bone. Actually, this one I believe is horn. This is I'm going to say bone. We're going to stay on bone on that. It was marked horn, but I don't think it's horn. It's bone. Batik dyed. Although some of them are kind of horn-like, but I'm going to say bone. TRN 7 was $22, now $20. It's these kind of little barrels or cylinder beads. Batik dyed bone strand. And whoa, this is a nice big strand. This is a 24-inch strand for $20. Got 3 of these available. These are approximately 7 millimeters by, if I can get in there, whoops, yeah, I gotta reset this. That's not right either. By about 13. By about 13, 7 by 13, TRN 7. Oops, didn't realize I hit that. Okay. Put some here. Now I have some of these. I gotta grab some bags here. Luckily, I have a bunch right near me, so I can keep these together. Excuse me. I keep hitting this stand. All right. These are, this is TRN 8. These were $8. I'm going to bring them down to $7.50. I have 4 of this particular colorway. TRN 8. And these are these crystal orbits, faceted, we call them crystal orbit faceted rice beads. They're approximately 8 by 12 millimeter. And they're super cool. I love these. We had them at $8. We'll do them for $7.50. 8 by 12 millimeter. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. 9 by 13. These are 9 by 13. The tag is wrong. 9 by 13. And that is a 16-inch strand of those. Really fun crystals, $7.50 each. I love these have the kind of sandblasted stripes on them, in addition to the beautiful crystal and metallic that they have. All right. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to start putting some things away. They are still available. Just because I put them away doesn't mean they're not available, but I need to make room for the next batch. So I'm going to put away TRN 1. We still have 3 of those available. TRN 1. And I'm going to put away TRN 2. Nobody grabbed the beautiful pink opal. Juicy pink opal. TRN 2, $45 for the strand. Been a lot of people buying pink opal recently. I figured somebody might like those, but that's all right. Then we have the coated quartz. We have 1 of these left. We've sold 1 already. They're really dreamy. I love these because they're a little bit green. They look like moss aqua to me a little bit, like a flashier moss aqua. Really pretty. 1's still available. TRN 3, $34. The Larimar already sold. And I'm going to go ahead and put away this as well, the labradorite. We've sold 1 of these. We still have 3 of them available. These nice long strands of the square heishis. So I didn't actually show you. They're square shaped. Really pretty. Great flash on those. TRN 5. Let me put those away. How's everybody doing out there? Keeping up? Keeping up with the Joneses here? The Thornton Joneses? Okay, these up here. And we'll move these down. TRN 6 is the carnelian. TRN 7 is the carved bone, or I'm sorry, dyed bone. And TRN 8 are the orbit crystals. Let's see what I pull out of my goodie bag next. Oh. This is another one I forgot we even had. Let's see, we had this at 105. Let's see, I'll bring it down to 89. I've got 2. This is really a drastic drop in price for these, for what they are, but we'll do it for you all. These are Amazonite, hand-carved Amazonite ovals, carved into melons, really, oval-shaped melons. Hand-carved Amazonite, beautiful Amazonite, done on the sterling silver chain and extender, or sterling silver extender chain and lobster claw. Again, there's the 925 on the lobster claw. And that's TRN 9. Forgot we had these, haven't shown those in a long time. And they are graduated as well. So they start out at about 8.5, 8.3 by 10.4. And the largest one on here is 10.6 by 13.3. These are really special. I do have 2 of them, so I'm going to show you the other one just so you can see. If you order them, you will get one of the 2. They are equally beautiful. We never show you one thing and then, send you the lesser quality one. They're always beautiful. So that's the other one, but I'm going to put it away just to keep my table a little bit cleared off. And then, let's see. TRN 10. We have these at 24. I'll do them at 18. And let me see here. Let's go to make sure nobody's going to junk mail, because we do have to check that from time to time. Looks like nobody's in junk. That's good. Good. Oh. Let me see something here. Okay. This is even nicer than I thought, because I thought it was something else and it's not. Which kind of makes this even more special, I think. Sorry, my screen's got messed up, so I'm gonna make sure I can see all my comments. We just sold one of the 9s. Thank you so much. There's only one left. Next up, this is a coated blue topaz. Coated blue topaz, microfaceted round. Coated blue topaz, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these available at $18 each only. Coated to give it a little bit of extra bling. The beautiful blue topaz stones. Coated blue topaz, and they are about 2.7, let's see here, 2.5 to 2.7 millimeter stones. And let me see if I can grab, these are usually 13 to 14 inches. That's about, it's gonna be about, yeah, 13 and a half, 13 inches on those. Coated blue topaz. We haven't had this in quite some time. TRN 10. Those are nice. I thought at first, I thought they were apatite, but they're actually a blue topaz. Beautiful either way, but I forgot we even had the topaz. So there you go. Yeah, pretty. Trying to think what I can do. These were 36. I only have one left, so I'll drop it down all the way to 20. $20. We've just sold so far 2 of the number 10s. So I have 5 of them left only. 5 of them left. TRN 11. Strawberry quartz, natural. Natural strawberry quartz drops, faceted drops. Beautiful. It's a shorty strand. It's a higher end strand. They're nice stones. Beautiful strawberry quartz. Very uniform in each of these stones, which is really nice. This is about a 6-inch strand of these little drops, and they are 10 by 10, right on. That was exactly 10 by 10 on the digital caliper. 10 by 10 millimeters. 1 strand available, TRN 11, strawberry quartz, natural, not augmented, not dyed, real strawberry quartz, $20. We've just sold another 10. Thank you so much. So we're down to only 4 of those left. 4 of those left. TRN 12. Ooh, okay, y'all. This strand I was saving for myself. But like we said, we're trying to make up some money so that we can do some extra stuff. So I am going to try to sell it. We'll see if anybody grabs it. It might stay with me. It hurts a little. It hurts a little to let it go. It was 65. I can't go much lower than that. I will take it down to 60, but this is like my baby. I've had this sitting and I haven't done anything with it. This is Andalusite. If Len were here, they'd know. Andalusite. And these are rondelles, smooth. They're kind of rondelles. They don't quite have the bulging out that a rondelle generally has. But I'm going to call them rondelles for lack of a better term coming to mind. Andalusite, in different lights, it can look green, yellow, brown. It changes color depending on the light that hits it. Right now you can see like some of these look more gray-green. Some of these are more kind of almost a reddy brown. Some are a little bit more yellow. There's one strand available. This is a 14-inch strand of Andalusite. Really nice quality. It's got that beautiful chatoyance to it. This strand I picked for myself, like I said, and I'll let it go if somebody wants it because we've got projects to work on. But these are about 6.3 millimeter beads, TRN 12, one strand available. $60 for the strand, down from 65. Can't go much lower on that. Marianne says, more green on phone compared to TV. Yes. Yeah, it all depends, right? It depends what light's hitting it and what screen you're looking at. But it is a beautiful strand. Susan says, keep it, William. We'll see. I might, but if somebody wants it, I will part with it. I will let it go into the world. I will be happy to have a little bit of relief that will bring if somebody makes that sale. This is TRN 6. I'm putting this away. This is the carnelian. Len says, you know I love those. Hello, Len. I didn't know you were here. Thank you for being here. So I use those in a necklace for bead in the new year. I know you like them. Put the carnelian away. That is still available. And I'm going to put the batik dyed bone away in this cylinder shape. It's TRN 7. 3 of those available. I'm going to put away the Orbit crystal. That's $7.50 each. Marion says, Len lurks a lot. I know, right? And I'm going to go ahead and put away, we've sold one of these. I still have one more, I think. Yes, one more of these yet. This is the Amazonite, beautiful Amazonite. TRN 9, hand cut, kind of an oval melon shape, flattened oval melon shape. Really beautiful. All right, I'm going to move these down. So that's the blue topaz. Then the strawberry quartz. Let me move these up a little bit. Strawberry quartz drops and the Andalusite TRN 12. Oh. Okay. Some things just bring me joy. These are beautiful. We had them at 118. Let me see. I will drop these down. 98. 98 again. These are emerald nuggets. Beautiful emerald nuggets done on the sterling lobster and extender chain. 18-inch strand in this case, not just 16, 18-inch strand of graduated beautiful emeralds. Look at those. Stunningly beautiful emeralds, great color, great stones. Oh, I love these. Only one strand available. We haven't shown these in a very long time. And these graduate, let's see, this is about 8.5 by 8, all the way up to the biggest nugget is probably this one, just at about 11, or we'll say 12 by 19. Gorgeous emerald nuggets. They are juicy, beautiful green with the black. Lots of beautiful patterns in those. TRN 13, one strand available, $98, down from $118. Oh, okay. So I was like, why am I not seeing any comments on Facebook? I needed to do it. Andrew says, one of my friends offered to pick stuff up for us. I have a couple of scouts. Andrew says, those would make great earrings or anything with movement. Those are so pretty. These are particularly nice. I need to find a local hookup for eggs. Jen used to be our egg hookup. The yolks are so fragile and shells so crumbly. I think some people in my pottery, Amy sometimes has like duck eggs. I know. She has ducks. And sometimes people have eggs there, I think. I have to ask her. TRN 14. Let's see here. Marianne says, so many gorgeous beads tonight. Susan says, oh, how gorgeous, aren't they? Len says, I'm watching The Traders with Poopy, so I lurk without sound. Nice, thank you for being here. This was 22. I will drop this down to 18. How about that? This is a good deal on this. If you like vintage lucite, we love our vintage plastics and vintage stuff. This is vintage lucite. Oops, sorry, I'm getting my bags discombobulated in here. Let's start that. Yeah, lucite bag. That's that. It's topaz. Vintage lucite, whole strand of it. It's very pretty purple amethyst color. Was 22, now $18. Nice big strand, 16-inch strand. And these beads are 15 by 22. 15 by 22. Vintage lucite. Love those. That's the last strand of those. We had a whole series of that. That is the very last strand available in that series. No more left. And let's see, TRN 15. Just about halfway through now. Let's see, we had this at 20. I'll take it down to 18. This is a check glass strand of these beautiful table cut butterfly impression beads. These are approximately 18.5 millimeters. One strand left. Great for spring. Who isn't looking forward to spring? I sure am. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 beads on the strand. $18 for the strand. One strand available. Oh, y'all doing okay? Hanging in there? Are you having fun? Looking at pretty stuff? And remember, if you have any questions as we go, you can feel free to ask since we're live. That's when you can get answers. We'll do our best to answer. But if you do ask a question about any particular thing, please include the lot number that you're asking about. All right. So if I forget to give you a size or anything like that, like say, what is the size on TRN 15? Feel free to ask. Move these around. Andrew says those butterflies would be nice with those pink opals, wouldn't they? Yeah, you're right. Let me play those again so you can see. Let's see. This was TRN 2. These pink opals. Look at that. Andrew's right. He's usually right. Look how beautiful those go together. That would make some very pretty springtime earrings, right? Pink opals with those check glass beads, TRN 2 and TRN 15. Kimberly says, my body says go to bed. What? It's not time for that yet. Are you not feeling well? What's going on? All right. These, where's my bag? These were 28. TRN 16, 28. I'll bring them down to, let's see here. What did I do on these? I'll bring them down to 24, which is a ridiculously good deal. Got 2 of them available. Oh, we just sold the TRN 15. Thank you so much. I'll go ahead and just put that away. Where's my bag for that? There it is. Since it is sold out. Thank you, thank you. It really says it's entirely possible that I could be coming down with something, but new month of data has started. Oh boy. I know. You like never get a break, do you? It's always a new month. Feels like me at the beginning of the month, we have all the bills and lots of stuff happens at the beginning of the month, and it's always feeling like it's just it's like I'm living Groundhog Day. It's like what being a small business is. TRN 16 are these batik dyed bone. They are bone rings and they are drilled as well. So you can use the big hole if you want. You can use the smaller holes. You can string things in between and float things inside. These are really nice. These are vintage, by the way. All of these batik dyed bones are vintage strands. They're about 16.5-inch strands. There are 2 of these available, and these rings are about 29 millimeters. Batik dyed bone, really interesting shape. We do not see bone cut like this very often. Susan says, oh no, hope you feel better, or hope you feel okay, Kimberly. Yeah, I know, right? Hopefully you're not getting sick. And it says 1 through 20th is super busy with lots of late nights. Yeah. I love these. Batik dyed bone, only 2 left of those. Vintage, never probably going to see those again. TRN 17. Says, thank you, Susan. Says Kimberly. I've got 2 of these as well. These were 22. I'll bring them down to 20. This is another batik dyed bone. This time in this shape and design, in an oval, flattened oval. And these are about 18 by 22.5 millimeters. Batik dyed bone beads. TRN 17. Look at these pretty colors. These purples and the greens and the topaz, the emeralds, lucite. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, I'm going to start putting some of these away. Let me get back to where I am here. We put the coated topaz. We still have, I think, 4 of these available. 4 of those available. The beautiful coated blue topaz, that extra flash on them. TRN 10. And we have the strawberry quartz, faceted drops, natural strawberry quartz, not fake, not imitation, not dyed. Beautiful strand for only $20. Those little beautiful drops, great for earrings. We've sold 1 of the 16s. Thank you so much. We still have 1 available. And looks like I'm keeping the Andalusite, at least for now. The Andalusite strand remains unsold, $60. 1 strand left. Probably never see it, especially at that price, ever again. Not at that quality, at that price, not anymore. And the emerald nuggets, $98 for the emerald nuggets. Beautiful natural emeralds. 1 strand available. Still available, nobody's grabbed that yet. TRN 13. Diane says TRN 1 would work well with TRN 16. Let's see. This is TRN 1. TRN 16. Yep. Really pretty together. Marianne's going lurker mode. Lurker mode. Okay, and let's see here. I'm going to put the lucite away too. Make some extra room here. Put the lucite away. 1 strand. These were so popular. We just have the 1 strand available left. We had a bunch of these at one point. Just 1 more. Okay. I'm going to leave these up for now. We'll move these over. I've still got 1 of the 16s left. And I've got 2 of the 17s. And let's see. Whoa. What is that? Oh, okay. Let's see here. These were, oops, TRN 18. These were 8. I'll do them for $7.50. There are 2 of them available. These are some of these orbit crystals again, this time in a smaller size in this peachy color. These are really, really pretty. And this is the size I think that was on the tag before. These are about 7.5 to 8 by 12. 7.5 by 12 millimeters. 2 strands available. Beautiful crystal. Other one over here. TRN 19 is 8. I'm going to do this for 750, and there are 2. TRN 19 are these ones. Same size, about 7.5 by 12. And these beautiful crystals. Really pretty. 2 of them available, both of them shown. $7.50 each. And then we have TRN 20. Is this kind of smoky color. Almost like a smoky quartz kind of crystal. TRN 20, 3 of them available. See all 3 here. $7.50 a strand. TRN 21. We have this one with that beautiful AB finish. Just one of these left. Gorgeous. I love these. I think they're so fun and really an interesting design. That kind of sandblasted matte stripe on them all. TRN 21, $7.50. And TRN 22, the last of these. Excuse me. The last of these is the golden ones with the beautiful kind of purple and kind of AB color inside with the gold outside. TRN 22. All right, let's put some of these away. And put 16 away. $24. Still one of those left. This one, vintage petite dyed bone. And then TRN 17. Still have both of these left. $20 a strand. And then I'm going to put this one away. This little orangey one. I love that color. TRN 18, very juicy. That would go great on my citrus bracelet I made recently. And I'll move these down, let them out for just a little longer for people to take a look at in case you're deciding. Sometimes people jump at these, and sometimes people aren't in the mood for these. No one seems to be in the mood for them today. We'll see. We'll see. Andrew says, Tangerine Dreams. I know, right? Oh, just as I said that, somebody grabbed one of the, well, just one of the 18s have sold. Thank you so much. That tangerine one. See, I didn't think anybody was going to get some, and then you never know. PRN. I love these. I think they're really useful. Just add, you don't have to use a lot. You just use one or two here and there in a bracelet, or like I do my triple or quadruple wrap bracelets. Use them in there. Earrings. These are great for earrings because they're nice and bright. So even if you have darker hair, because sometimes people with dark hair complain they can't see their earrings very easily. These add a nice bit of flash for you. All right. One more strand or style of the batik dyed bone. This will be the last one of these for tonight. This was 22. I'll bring it again down to 20. And let me see, how many of these do I have? Again, these are all vintage. I have 4 of these available. Wait, is that the same? Yeah, I have 4 of these available. Andrew says, reminds me of old carnival glass, the extra flashy stuff, right? So cool. These I love. If you know me, you know I like the different shapes. This is a very odd shape of the batik dyed bone, being the corner drilled squares or the diamond shape. And these will also slightly overlap the way that they're cut. So if you're using them for a bracelet, they kind of lay really nicely to give you a little bit of a little fun design there. And so that's that. Andrew says, did Amy give you more details about the Raku firing? Not really. These are about 24.5 millimeters. She has somebody who gave her details about designing the kiln. She has somebody who's researching and going to help design the kiln and feeding her information to what pieces to buy for the kiln and stuff. So that's all I know so far. They didn't really talk about it yesterday. Oh, so there's that. These are really fun. I love, that's such an odd shape for bone beads. Those and those round, those the hoops that we had earlier. You'll see them in rounds or in the ovals more often, but this is an odd. And these are actually, they feel so good. Like they're super polished. So they have like just such, they're gonna have a good hand feel. Good hand, they feel good in the hand. I love those. Anyway, I try and point out the things I like in case other people like them too. You never know, right? Things you might not notice if I didn't point them out. So hopefully you like that. Susan says, may I see 19 up close? Yeah, of course. 19 are these. Really pretty, crystally. They feel glacial to me. They're so nice. It's like a glacier. Like glaciers, little glaciers. Okay, what do we have these at? Okay, these were 24. bring them down to 18. These are really nice. I only have 3 of these available left. TRN 24. These are peridot, those square heishi, just like we had the labradorite earlier. This is the peridot version of that. So these are little squares in a really high quality. Look at the translucency and some of the clarity in that peridot. Really high quality peridot strands. This is all 3 of them available. They are $18 each. They're capturing the crystals there. And these are 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and a half inch strands approximately. Really nice. And they are about 3 millimeter squares. TRN 24. I don't think we've shown these in a very long time either. $18 a strand, 3 strands available. All shown. Okay. I'm going to put some of these away. Let's see. I'll put 19 away. And stamp them. $7.50 a strand. We've just sold one of the 19s. Thank you. We've also just sold one of the 23s. Thank you so much. I'm going to put the 20 away. This is kind of that champagne color crystal. Really pretty. That'd be beautiful with like champagne pearls in between. Gorgeous champagne crystals. TRN 20. Andrew says, speaking of glaciers, did you see the viral videos of people trying to melt compacted snow with a lighter? They don't melt. And then folks are calling it chemtrail snow. Yes, I have. I've seen that. They've had a bunch of scientists coming up and being like, here's actually why they don't melt. It's actually the way things are made. And if you've ever made like an ice oven or igloo, and it's that same kind of principle. Here's 21. There's only one of these with the AB crystal. TRN 21. Still available. And I'm going to put 22 as well. Let's get these crystal here. TRN 22. This is the gold with the beautiful purples and blues inside. It's more brassy maybe than gold, like a brassy color. It's really pretty. Have you all seen those videos yet? People have like torches. They're trying to light things on fire or burn, melt the snow, and it won't melt. TRN 23. TRN 24. Nobody's grabbed any 24s yet. Those peridot are really pretty. All right, the other day we had some of these and y'all bought a bunch of them out. But I found this larger size, I think. This is larger than what we had. This Galaxy glass. I'm going to do this $6.50 instead of $7. Can't do a lot off on those, but this is TRN 25. This is this beautiful Galaxy glass. This is the largest size we've had. Andrew said 21 looked like some disco labradorite, right? And Andrew says those peridot are extra juicy. They are. And there's only 2 of these available, TRN 25. They're 8mm size. These juicy, I like this kind of almost like oil spill or chrome. And when you have things chromed and it comes out like that, with the beautiful glass rounds, TRN 25, $6.50. TRN 26. I have another one of these. Oops. This time, this is the bigger size. And these are the Galaxy Glass with that kind of sunset orange and red color. Talk about the disco, Andrew. So those might be good to take to the balance thing. These, yeah. We're having a Galentine's Day night in Johnstown at Balance Restaurant on February 13th. If you're in the area and you want to sign up for a great meal, and they're also going to be creating special cocktails and things, mocktails for the night. And then we're going to teach a bracelet making class. So you can come with us, learn how to make a bracelet if you don't know. And that's on February 13th at Balance Restaurant. Please sign up in advance. Tickets are $45. That includes the meal and the bracelet class. You make your own custom bracelet. And signing up for these things in advance, I always let people know. I've worked in our bead store, of course, and I've helped run restaurants. And for both of those kind of locations, it is super helpful if people sign up in advance, because we can get head counts. Enough food can be made, enough beads can be brought for the bracelets, all that kind of stuff. It makes it really, really helpful. We've just sold one of 25 and we've sold 26. So I'm going to put that away. Thank you so much. And let's see, put this in here too. So we have one of 25 left. And TRN 27. Let's see something here real quick. Sorry, one moment to look something up. Let's see. These are 6. I can't really do much better than that. I'm going to leave these at 6. These are really nice. Andrew said that's a great deal. These are $6. These are these beautiful check glass blue melons, about 8mm with a gold wash. And that's TRN 27. 1 strand available. Beautiful check glass melons. Leslie says, love those. Aren't these pretty? TRN 28. Oops, somebody just tried to grab 26 again. I'm sorry, it is sold out. This is, next up, TRN 28. Are these beautiful melons? Check glass, same size. Andrew says, did you tell folks how we're extending the rock show at the shop this weekend? Yes, We talked about it at the beginning. As long as the snow stays away at least a little bit, I will be up there tomorrow. You're not supposed to get snow till the afternoon, 3 to 5 inches. So as long as I can get up there and get back, we'll have the rock show continuing this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've got rocks, crystals, specimens, fossils, all different beautiful things. And it's all available at 608 Grove Avenue. We've just sold 27. Thank you so much. And let me put that away. Interesting. A lot of folks said they couldn't come the past weekend, but you can this weekend. Yep. We're back open this weekend. If you'd like to come by. Let's see here. Just have to check these to make sure what I can do with them. I'm gonna leave these. I'm gonna leave this at 6 as well. TRN29. One of these. Is this one. This is a beautiful, beautiful melon bead with a blue wash. It's kind of like a, I don't know what, it's kind of like a gray, green, black bead with that blue wash. Andrew says, I hope folks buy stuff so that it makes some room. Yeah, we need the space. I want to bring those back. I don't want to have to find places for everything. Beautiful melon beads. Says otherwise our basement is going to be jam-packed again. I know. We don't want that. So this is TRN. Oops, I didn't even put the paper up. TRN 29. For that, one of those only available. TRN 29. And what's going to be TRN 30? Let me see. Let me see what we'll do. What about this one? TRN 30. There's actually 2 of these, I believe. Let's see, we've just sold 29. Let me. And then I want to check something on these. Yeah, got 2 of these. And we're going to do these. Yeah, same costing. So I got to do them at 6. This is 30. This is a beautiful white. With the gold wash. There are 2 of these available, TRN 30. Somebody else just tried to grab 29. Sorry, I'm going to put that away so I don't tease everybody. That one has sold out. But, whoops, I need the paper. I need the paper. And 2 of 30. That's the white with the gold wash. Great for Cloud Dancer, y'all. Great for Cloud Dancer. All right, friends. That is it for tonight. So thank you all for hanging out with us. We will do another live tomorrow night when I get home from the store. at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you all hang out with us again. Thank you to all the new people who were hanging out with us. And again, if you grabbed anything and you're new, please send us your shipping address if you haven't already. And so the way this works is after the lives conclude, I go ahead and I make a spreadsheet of everything. And then I send out invoices via Square. You will get a Square invoice that you can pay with a credit card. There are Afterpay terms as well. So you can pay using Afterpay if you qualify. That's not up to us. That's up to them. We have no control over that, but that is available in the invoice. And we will charge about, I think it's $6 shipping now, or $6.50 for shipping. And if you want us to ship right away, we can ship right away. Some people prefer us to hold things to make more of a shipment. Since we do this every weekday, you can combine things and let us know when you want us to ship. So just let us know that too if you're new. We kind of have an idea for some people already what they like. But anytime you need anything shipped out, just feel free to let us know and when you'd like it shipped. And I think that is it. We just, thank you. We just sold one of the pink opal strands. Thank you so much. Somebody came in and grabbed that at the end. Appreciate that a lot. And that's it, y'all. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to email us anytime. I try to answer emails. Most weekdays I get to my emails. At least if not before now, like while I'm doing the spreadsheeting and stuff, I check my emails. So if you don't hear from me throughout the day, sometimes it takes a day or two to research something or get back to you, but I usually try and get back within 2 days or so. And I don't check them much often on the weekends. Andrew says, I wanted to say a gentle reminder for folks who have old invoices. We have recent invoices and some of them are several months. Yeah, we do have some old invoices out there for some people. So gentle reminder, please check. If you need us to send them, send you a link. If you can't get to your email or anything like that, we can send you a link to the invoice. But we do have some that are getting out there several months. And we would like to clean those up if we can. And if there is something that pops up, you know, we always work with our people. So if you've been with us for a while and you're up with an issue right now, we know things happen, please get in touch. It's always easiest if you can get in touch with us instead of us just wondering what's happening. And we're happy to work with people when we can. And we appreciate all of your support. All right. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing evening. And we hope to see you all back here tomorrow around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great one, everybody. Good night.